Hello everyone, welcome to 360 on History. Please check out the website 360onhistory.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel 360 on History, and join us on social media. There was an Irish giant called Finn McCool who was challenged to a fight by the Scottish giant Benendonner. Finn accepted and built a causeway of huge basalt columns across the North Channel of Northern Ireland so that the two giants could meet. This story, of course, has many versions, and in one, Finn defeats Benendonner. In another, Finn hides from Benendonner when he realizes that his enemy is much bigger than he is, and Finn's wife disguises Finn as a baby and tucks him away in a cradle. When Benendonner sees the size of this baby, he decides that its father Finn must be a giant among giants. He flees back to Scotland in fright, destroying the causeway behind him so that Finn would not be able to follow him. Across the sea, there are identical basalt columns at Fingal's Cave on the Scottish Isle of Staffa, and it is possible that the story was influenced by this similarity in geology. This is just one of the legends that abound all over Ireland, a land of giants and leprechauns. The causeway that Finn McCool created is known as the Giant's Causeway in County Antrim in the north coast of Northern Ireland. The causeway is also referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. It covers an area of about 40,000 interlocking basalt columns along 4 miles or 6 kilometers of the coast. All of them are the result of an ancient volcanic fissure eruption. The tops of the columns form stepping stones that lead from the cliff foot and disappear under the sea. As is common in nature, most of the columns are hexagonal, although there are also some with 4, 5, 7, or even 8 sides. The tallest ones are about 12 meters or 39 feet high, and the solidified lava in the cliffs is 28 meters or 92 feet thick in places. Now, how are these columns really created? About 200 to 175 million years ago, the Eurasian and American continents that were bound together as part of the supercontinent of Pangaea started to break apart, creating the mid-Atlantic ridge as they moved away from each other. This ridge primarily lies at the bottom of the entire Atlantic Ocean, from north to south. But portions of it have enough elevation to extend above sea level. For example, in Iceland, which represents the largest portion of the mid-Atlantic ridge exposed above sea level. If you visit that country, you should see it. During the next few millions of years, volcanic activity continued under the Earth's surface. Then, around 50 to 60 million years ago, during the Paleocene epoch, the northern coast of Northern Ireland, specifically County Antrim, was subject to intense volcanic activity when highly fluid molten basalt intruded through chalk beds to form an extensive volcanic plateau. As the lava cooled, contraction occurred. The horizontal contraction fractured in a similar way to drying mud, with the cracks propagating down as the mass cooled, leaving pillar-like structures which also fractured horizontally into what are called biscuits. Eventually, the extensive fracture network produced the distinctive columns that can be seen today. The size of the columns was primarily determined by the speed at which the lava cooled. The basalts were originally part of a great volcanic plateau called the Thulian Plateau, which formed during the Paleocene. Some of the structures in the area have faced several million years of weathering and can resemble everyday objects, adding more to the Finn McCool legend. These include the organ and giant's boot structures. Other features include many reddish, weathered, low columns known as Giant's Eyes, created by the displacement of basalt boulders. The Shepherd's Steps, the Honeycomb, the Giant's Harp, the Chimney Stacks, the Giant's Gate, and the Camel's Hump. The Giant's Causeway was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1986 and a National Reserve in 1987 by the Department of the Environment for Northern Ireland. If you happen to be in Northern Ireland, it is definitely worth a visit. An experience you will never forget. Thank you for joining me on 360 on History. See you next time.